Hello and welcome to the Sacrilege how-to guide for 10-man normal mode Deathbringer Saurfang. I'm Arkham, the leader of Sacrilege, and I'll be pointing out some of the things that you need to know about this encounter if it's your first time going up against Deathbringer Saurfang. At this point in the game, while I'm doing the narration for this, the 10% buff is in place. At the time that the video was shot, Blizzard had not yet put the buff into play. And frankly, the reason that I'm really doing this video at this point so horribly late is just to bring some awareness to people who may be encountering Saurfang for the first time and don't necessarily need a big drawn-out picture of how to handle this versus just going through the high points. From a tanking perspective, you need to be aware that he's going to place a rune on the person that is tanking him. When that happens, the other tank needs to taunt, because every time he attacks a runed person, it's going to heal him. So you need to be careful of that and tank swap as quickly as possible after a rune has been placed. For the DPS, something to be aware of is that there's going to be some target switching going on in the form of needing to kill his blood beasts. The blood beasts on 10 man, there will be 2 of them. They'll spawn to either side of him. We tend to use either a totem to slow them, or we'll use a hunter trap to slow them. We have a boomkin root, the one that forms up to the left as you're facing the door. Burn down the one on the right, and then after the one on the right is dead, take out the one on the left. You don't want a blood beast to ever reach and be able to attack anyone. The reason for that is because every time they attack someone, it feeds blood power to Saurfang, which I'll talk about a little bit more in just a few minutes. The healers need to know about the boiling blood, which is an ability that he'll place on someone at random periodically, and it's going to do ticking damage that every time it ticks it feeds him blood power. This is a great place for a Discipline Priest because their shields can absorb a tremendous amount of damage from that and cut off a huge supply of Saurfang's blood power. If you just have a normal priest in the group with their regular shield, then that will absorb some of it, but this is a place that a Discipline Priest really shines. And also, as a note to the healers, I've never seen any reason to do more than simply to heal this fight. My group uses a Discipline Priest for the shields and for raid healing, and a Holy Paladin to tank heal. Something everyone needs to be aware of is putting up your range check, setting it to 12 yards, because there's an ability that he uses. It's a single target ability that has an 11-yard splash, and the splash not only hurts, but it feeds more blood power to Saurfang, and that's something to be avoided at all costs. The thing with the blood power is that the more of it he gets until it reaches 100, the more powerful he becomes. And when it reaches 100, he puts a mark on a random player in the raid group, who will also take damage from him every time he uses a melee attack on the tanks. If the marked person dies, it heals Deathbringer Saurfang for 5%. When a person gets marked, if you're trying to avoid that, then it takes dedicated healing to keep them up. Otherwise, a perfectly acceptable option is to simply let them die, because it also feeds blood power to him faster. It shouldn't really be a problem at this point because of the fact that we are doing a 10% damage increase, and there's a 10% increase in the absorption of shields. It shouldn't be a major issue. But blood power gains is really something that you want to have under control as much as possible. You want to minimize that in every way, shape, or form that you can. especially once you get down around the 35% marker, where he goes into a frenzy, begins to hit harder and faster, which means that it's even more of a healing stress to keep the marked person alive, because they're going to be taking faster and increased damage. The basics, again, for this fight: remember to tank swap, spread out 12 yards, shield for the boiling blood, take out those blood beasts, and tanks should strive to avoid using any kind of an AoE ability, anything that might cause the blood beast to head over to them and begin to attack them and feed him any additional blood power. All in all, it's a pretty straightforward encounter. The mechanics aren't that difficult to learn and to cope with, and if this is the first time that you see him, it's not going to take you very long to pick this fight up and really get to know it. So I hope that the information that was presented here helps you, and good luck to you in your Ice Crown raids. Thanks for watching.